It's only because about 6 or 7 of the strongest players got together about 7 or 8 years ago, and there was no objection to it. And now it's got so powerful, nobody can argue about it.
And then Corona gave another push, I guess, so then people.
Yes, with the online thing has got massive. Yeah, so it's got really good. Yeah,
great.
Yeah, so at least we're getting one thing right.
Oh, we're getting laser. We're getting ready or not quite there?
Hello, everybody. My understanding is that we are live here on the stream now. I was just watching some ongoing matches. I was watching Ryan and Tony play each other. Some interesting decisions there. While we get set up for Tim Cross and Dirk Schiemann. Should be going soon here.
I'm trying to. I was focusing before.
Got to get this link on Facebook for the people.
And it's probably like in a
Oh, I can hear you too, Wilson. I don't know if I can hear you on the. Yeah, there we go. It's a cool idea. It was nice to hear your voice for a little bit, though, dude. All right, I'm going to close the door on all these backgammon players.
All 3 of them finished exactly equal on 20. I think it would be because they're all on 20 at the moment, aren't they? 20.
Let's see here.
Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic.
I don't know. I'm not following tennis.
Oh, you know? Oh, sorry. So what do you?
I'm more the football type. I get hear something, or when there's a final, I sometimes watch. But I'm spending so much time on the computer, so in my free time, I try not to watch too much screens, too many screens.
Good morning, Nigel and Mark.
I played poker.
Cool. We have
so that was the
18 people with us so far. Sorry for the delays. It's tricky getting the computers always set up in the morning, and of course, like
Costa Rica, and in 2004, our child was born, and we had to decide where to live. And we decided for Costa Rica for. Okay,
so we start off now.
Okay. Another glitch. Okay. So we can continue talking after the
Yeah.
So then we had to decide, and by that time I had no more backgammon action, so nobody wanted to play me. And so poker was not my game of choice, but the game of necessity.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just the commentator computer that went off, but I think we should just
Start.
Because otherwise.
Are you ready then?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then, good match.
Good match, Jack. Looking forward to it.
whatever you want.
All right.
Do you have it here? Did you have it here? That would do. You think so? Oh, cool.
Hey guys, what's that time? Doing our best. That's people again. It could be that it's time selling restaurant. So they can just go to this one, so it's good. Strong, so I just have to stop this really.
I'm slowing it down for him.
Okay, sorry.
Seconds.
Yeah, but you can tell me when I'm just. I sometimes forget that you're transcribing all this stuff. So.
Also,
4, 2, 3,
sorry,
2, 3.
no, I have it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay. Now we're good.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay. still possible. So I think
Yeah, go on. We'll play. Yeah, carry on.
really double. Is it so? Doesn't matter. I always. Oh no, it's not possible. Yeah, I discounted the point. I was on shake, so. I actually like it when Eric McAlpine says he is on shake, or because usually you only know rolls. So I really like shake.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, I might be back with audio now. Nick Blazer here again. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We had more Windows reinstalls and laptop crashes and all kinds of fun, and I found a laptop to borrow from Maggie, Tony's wife, so thanks to them again. Super glad they're here, saving the day. But here we go. That first game looked really interesting too. I'm sad that I missed it. It was pretty complicated. Yeah, I didn't buy the laptop from her, but maybe I did. I don't know. I'm just gonna find out. Let's see. Oh, did we have Tim's age at 48 for a while? That's funny. Yeah, 3-2 comes up here. Mutual holding game. 3 and 4 back. Wow, the symmetry of this position is kind of funny. But of course, Tim has a small racing lead, so he's going to play a little safer and try to consolidate. Hopefully pressure that Blatten back, get it to move. Aces is miserable. I guess maybe we just release pressure from the back. What else can we do? Get the checker moving. Yeah, this is interesting. We want say back some. So playing to the 21 and 7-6 is an interesting idea. Okay. But yeah, now Tim doesn't need to make the 4-point as much, so maybe something like this is fine. He can try to make a point, make the bar point for some blocking value for those 4 checkers. Double 4s, it's going to be okay. It's going to turn the race around, which is very nice, but it also puts a lot of pressure on Dirk to get those 4 checkers on the 20 moving. 6-1 must make the bar. We got to try to keep those checkers frozen. That's Dirk's problem. Not even sure this is very race sensitive in any way. I think it's just, either way, it's a nice landing spot if you're trying to come home. Yeah, 5 is instantly going to come out. We can make the point in case we start hitting back and forth a little bit. This looks like a strong play. 3-1. We're tempted. It's a close race, so it's probably worth it. Again, the symmetry of these positions is just amazing. Yeah, and just lift it up. This makes sense. Even though you have the blot behind and your opponent has you outboarded slightly, you have an anchor. It's only 2-point board. The race is so close that you have to try to win the game with a hit here and gain like a clear advantage. So yeah, Tim finds this. Seems to be playing at a nice deliberate pace, looking at all the options. Great return from Dirk. And then 1-3, yeah, probably just going to advance, see the light, hope to hop out on a 6. Race is still very close. This is one of the uglier rolls we've seen yet in this one. I think this is the best you can do with it. But Dirk's position is quite brittle here. Really needs a 5 or a 6 to get moving. Double 5s, this is a great shot. Yeah, I think it's going to build the prime, make Dirk find a 6 to get out and get moving. He doesn't really have a lot of attacking potential either. 6-5 is a great shot. It's going to equalize the race. And Tim has almost, I guess he's still favored here by quite a bit, but nowhere near a cube anymore. Yep. Tim wants out on 5s and 6s, so he steps up, cleans up a blot. Trying to play a simple game now. Dirk has a little bit of attacking potential, but really not much. Prime's probably stronger in general. And yeah, just starting 2 points seems fine here. And if Tim is far enough ahead in the race, he's really got to think about sending the cube, but I think it's way too close. Even at a trailing score, this isn't the kind of score where you really need to adjust much at all. It's easy to get tricked in these holding games into thinking that you have a prime and that's the game plan and your opponent's not going to be able to escape. But what really happens in this game is Dirk just sits on that anchor, Tim escapes, his prime comes into the board, and we have a close race 20-point holding game. So you just need the race to be able to double here, just like any other holding game. Your outfield prime isn't worth very much. So he correctly waits. It's worth a little more than normal with the third checker back there. So Dirk eventually could run into problems if he just doesn't roll a 6 forever. But otherwise, he's fine. I think we're playing this simple, probably like covering the 4 and like breaking the 9. And we don't want to leave shots because it can be a problem to be stuck behind that prime. And again, the race is so close that he's just trying to play a simple holding game too. So yeah, I think we keep this one simple. It's not ideal to even go with the attacking game plan against the single checker because we can get stuck behind the 5 prime if we close them out or something like that. Yeah, Tim is really worried that if he can hop this 3 or 4 prime that he's going to lose his market, but I don't think that's what's going on in this position. I think he sees that 5s could lose the market. It could be enough race. If it does, it's not going to be by much. And last one's just going to be safe. Why not 9 to 4? Not too worried about odd or even on the outside here, I don't think. All their doubles can still be played safely, most likely. Yeah. Pip counting is what we hate. That makes sense. I tend to keep a running count. It takes a little more energy than most people want to spend. Oh, somehow we ended up with 2 to the ace. Did Tim stay back for contact here? That looks strange. Maybe I missed a roll here. Oh, interesting. We end up in a fairly clear racing game, and there's enough race still for Dirk to take, but he doesn't find that in passes. Understandable with the third checker back. Why they're both kind of nervous about that one. But okay, even match. 5-way, 5-way. Let's start over. Yeah, pip counting over the board's a pain. I can still do it pretty well, but I mean, I'm so used to just keeping a running difference that it's gotten harder because I don't do it very often. Don't like count raw pips very often. 6-3. What is the outboarded running makes a lot of sense. This seems like the thematic play, but yeah, I think hitting on the 4 still, it's just too strong in the opening game. When you get the chance to hit a checker, you got to do it. 6-5 is going to run past. Four 3 consolidates into a nice point. So of course we escape the checker. Gets away with his running play. Wilson's helping me out here too. And 3-1, gonna make a nice point. So we're both a single checker back now. All right, we're cleaning up the setup here, so I'm going to drop out on commentary for a little bit again and be back real soon. 5 down. I think he has a step up. You don't have any prime, but he does have kind of an attacking structure with not clear. I guess you do probably stay back here. Maybe you actually have to hit with the 5. That would make a lot of sense too. All right, I'm back now. Just a quick little drop there. I didn't get to see the evaluation on it, but I was kind of wondering if maybe that 5 is supposed to hit on the ace or something like that for tempo. Maybe that's the best you can do with it. And Dirk finds a cube, leading the race. Strong 5 prime. Opponent not at the edge. No priming counter plan. But he's still back there behind a lot of checkers. Yeah, close enough race. This is interesting. It's also hard for Dirk to develop this into a 6 prime forward, you know? Those 3 checkers on the 6 don't have natural landing spots going forward, and Tim finds easy take. I might have had a hard time with that. It's good stuff. He's lacking outfield presence too, is important. But yeah, I think even though he's got blots around, I think it is very important to roll the prime forward and get some flexibility here. I like this 5-3 play. Our main issue is that stack on the 6, so if you can use it, let's probably use it. Man, with that strong 5 hit, or 5 prime, I think a tempo hit has gotten too rich here. I'm not sure why we want to keep contact on the midpoint. I guess it prevents some running rolls and getting shots. I think this just the pure play to try to construct some structure to block your opponent seems pretty strong here. Let's see, what are we doing with this? Dirk wants to convert to a blitz. Okay, that could make sense. One thing with Tim's last play too, by the way, it's a lot of Gavin saving pips that he played there. That can be a nice thing. So he probably sees that if he doesn't gear up the attack now, he's going to have a really hard time winning a gammon in this position. So sometimes in those, converting to the blitz just to freeze those checkers in the outfield can be worth quite a bit. And these plays aren't exactly what I'm thinking about, though. I'm considering whether or not I can come out and try to escape on the bar. But just 2 down and all this ammunition must be very strong. 6-3 makes a point. This is pretty natural. And it looks like it was a checker on that last one. It looked a little strange. I don't think he wants to step up with this 3 to start. So we're going to look how to play on the other side of the board. Slotting and giving him tempo seems like a problem, so I don't want to drop it to the deuce. I don't think we're out of timing and we can attack later. So yeah, this looks like a pretty natural play. Looks at XG's preferred play. I think this is what he'll find. But he's got to roll out things like splitting and stepping up in this position and find it that way. And hitting, for that matter. Can see somehow it actually doesn't win more gammons here, even though it freezes, what is this, 6 and 8 is 14 pips outside. Could be that there's a lot of crash potential too. I understand I think that's what he's thinking about when he tries that play, but having another checker back, not so bad. He can come in on the 4, but I mean, Tim's got pretty good priming and containment structure here, so he could have problems. 1-6 is going to have to come out, I think, right? I mean, I don't think we have the time to sit back. The 1 is so nicely duplicated, so it's really only 3s that are hitting. And Dirk just doesn't want to give him the offensive game plan and stays back on the anchor as a result. But the checker's already where you want it on the 24 there. You don't want to hit here, really. Ace 3. Man, that would have been a perfect roll if he came out to the bar for Tim anyway, to step up and hit on the bar. But yes, so now, with limited time, I think, yeah, slotting the bar makes a lot of sense. It's going to help you build the 4-point or maybe contain Dirk. 4-3 is a great shot. Take care of any problems he generated with some checker play inaccuracies there. Okay, enters and lifts. Tim is super happy to come in at the edge for sure. Let's see, 3-5. You don't want to give up your structure hit back, so actually I'm not even sure about this. I think you can duplicate the ace pretty nicely. I'm tempted to run from the back, but this seems probably safer. Maybe you want to generate some shots when he gives you good containment when he runs with a 6-4 like this. I mean, I guess you had that anyway. I don't know. I'm interested in that one. Maybe I would have made a mistake there. 3-5. Man, you don't want that checker to escape, but again, you don't want to hit on the ace, but look at this. Now you have to. Now you have to hit and split and get moving and not allow Tim to improve his position like this. Oh, distracted, and you know, I don't think it's like that. It could be first game rust, but it also could just be a hard game, you know, which I think it is. So, I think every player here, I think that's how backgammon works. It's just too big of a game to know every spot, and so sometimes you're going to run into positions where you're not quite sure. Finds the best play though. Finally, his attacking game plan is the one that he needs to stick with. And it works out for him. Yeah, 5-4 is going to hit in the outfield. That's a great shot. They didn't party last night, but I guess Mochi and I did. So lucky us not having to play in the tournament. No, we went out in Marbella. That was pretty fun. Who else? Gigi and Nicola in town were out there too. And then, oh yeah, Simon, Tony's wife. It's a good group. Yeah, I see Justin asking why he didn't make the 4-point with 6-4. I'm not, maybe my instinct was to see it a run too. I'm not sure. It's kind of the priority in the position, but pretty big improvement, so maybe you're right there. But somehow we ended up with 2 checkers closed out in this game and playing on for a gammon that way. It's not how the single checker back for a single checker back was supposed to work out, I don't think. But here we are. Thanks for the compliments, everyone. Hossein doesn't think that Dirk is human. That makes sense. Hard to imagine how he can have learned as much about backgammon as he has. Not sure what Tim's been up to, but I mean, I don't know. He seems to be playing his game, playing nice and good pace. But I mean, distracted is an interesting word to use for it too. I'll tell you what the players are definitely feeling is some fatigue of having played 10 7-point matches already across the last 2 days. They've been long, tiring days. There's so much pressure to play your best game. I know I've talked to at least a few players that are really feeling it. And I think you're even, you know, you might be seeing it in results, in some results on day 2 as well. I think, you know, I don't know. It's always hard to say. Did the just challenging positions come up and they ran into a match? Is it because they're off their game? You know, what's really going on? It's probably all of them, really. But I know that the players are tired. 15 matches is a lot. I guess 14 matches is what it really is. But across 15 rounds, everyone gets a bye. But that's tough. You got to come really prepared to play backgammon all day for 3 days straight against the toughest opponents around. They're going to give you some really complicated decisions. Just watching Mark's games last night before the stream, like he got stuck in really gnarly DMP 1-2-3 back game it turned into eventually, and then had to jump on and play some really long matches with the next 2 opponents too. So that's tough. You can get just unlucky with complexity of matches too, you know, and that's more likely here with people that are going to make checker plays that challenge you more often. But okay, so Tim saves the gammon. That's a nice result from this. And yeah, the running match total right now, not looking like either of their bests, but of course with more decisions that should come down. And Dirk is also probably one of the few players, I think, that really is, as he's playing in these positions, thinking a lot about the tournament structure as well. Nice to have that luxury to be good enough to think about how that might affect your decisions. But I hear him telling stories about like score situations where he's losing but happy about it because he's going to hang on to his PR fine and probably qualify that way. So it's really, I mean, this is about probably the way he's thinking about it. The worst thing that can happen for him is to have an off match where he doesn't just maintain his under 3 in general, which he's doing somehow. It's pretty wild. Am I going to play any tournaments in Europe, I'm asked. I don't think this year. I just started a new job about a month ago. I think I'm burning all my PTO on this trip. It's really exciting to get the invite to come out and do the commentary, but I will probably try to work more of that out. I used to, when I was working, I would try to take one international trip a year, get out to one European tournament or somewhere. So hopefully 2022. Guess it all depends on what's happening with COVID by then too. If we're still doing tournaments, who knows? But okay, 4-1, both players with 3 checkers back. White has probably the better structure and the better, has an anchor. So nice lead for Tim so far. And trailing, he's going to be aggressive with the cube too. So it's nice to have achieved a gammonish position like this. And I mean, I think he has a little more work to do to have a clear cube, but it's shaping up nicely for him. I don't see a whole lot better here than just running a checker around the bend, 21 to 11. Doesn't really feel like it does a lot, gives your opponent 6s. So, but I guess he already has some bar making 6s and running's fine. I don't know. Yeah, what else do you do here? I guess you could come out to the bar and play down, but then you strip your mid. So, I mean, this is the play I'm finding. Yeah. Six must hit. And then where's our 4? Just continues, sure. And okay, now we're arriving in almost a really dominating position. I guess making the 22 is going to keep Dirk in this pretty easily. Not completely clear given the score in 3 checkers back. I think there's enough gammons that Tim can still find some cubes in a game like this, but down and make the 10 looks great. Now he's got a sort of prime here. 3-2. I think we just want to start the back checker moving. Again, I'm worried about stripping the mid. Dirk just automatically plays down, doesn't want the contact. Okay, not sure about that. 4-2 is going to make a great point. Now Tim's got a really strong position. Unless Dirk does something special, I think, yeah, what can he do with this roll? He can't run from his anchor. He's going to run from his anchor. He could. Maybe, I mean, he's primed. I don't know. This seems kind of reasonable. But yeah, everything else is just, I'm finding like 23-18, 8-2. Both of them are passes, so who cares? Somehow giving up the midpoint is our best option. But yeah, with no anchor, I think for sure Tim's going to find this double. And I would have thought the take pass was easier than this. It just feels like a fairly clear pass. But look at these numbers are pretty close. And I think in these spots, Dirk tends to be in a passing mood too. So I imagine he'll let it go, but I think it's going to be complicated for him because I think he can feel insta takes. Okay, what do I know? Yeah, it does feel like Dirk's playing a little bit different. Maybe something's getting to him. I don't know. Saw him out in the pool this morning. He'd gone through his meditation routine and everything. He seemed like he was sharp and ready to play, so I don't think so, but I don't know. Maybe just running into some different positions here. This is very interesting. Certainly not the biggest error anyone's made in this tournament or anything like that either, taking that cube. That's pretty close. And, this is a neat switch off the 5. Good find, Tim. Now it's blitz time. We got a huge board advantage, all that. Yeah, I mean, really nothing threatening on the other side of the board. So we can just go for it. Yeah, 5 hits first, and then I guess 6 down makes a lot of sense. Could also come out with the 6. It's a little deep for covers to be on the bar point. It's not where you prefer to be. What are people thinking about the boards? I don't think they're... Actually, I mean, I don't think they're very noisy, but man, that leather baffle box prototype that 2A has, it's so nice and quiet. I think that's going to be a really cool thing when it comes around. Plus, if it gets knocked off the board or something like that, it doesn't break. I don't know. I really like that design. I'm excited to be able to play with those. Yeah, Nigel thinks take at 0-0 but not at the score. I think that's right. I think the gammons are a little too threatening. it is a place where you can adjust a little. And look at this shot. That's gonna save a lot of game. I always overrate this 19-point anchor for sure. It feels like it's gonna be impossible to get home against, but it tends to go a little easier. But Tim does have 3 blots to take care of. Maybe he should just get one home to safety instead of coming out like this. No, he finds a very good play here. Oh, he hasn't done it yet. Okay. But 20 to 15 is an important component. That's very interesting to me.
This was the position. That was,
yeah. That's
It's my
your time. And you have to make it
five. I've got a 5.
Oh, did he make an illegal play? Is that what happened? Yeah, okay. He played out to he played 2 5s. I thought it kind of looked funky relative to the comparison. It's okay. We're going to rewind and find a new play. Yeah, Pete, on that last game, I guess, or sorry, it's still this game. If you played 13-8, 13-7, it's a take. That's one of those where I think it's easier. Phil posted something like that, Phil Simborg, where it's kind of nice to just make the suboptimal play and pass instead. I would rather not have to find that ugly play and then also have to take afterward and figure the game out. Okay. Now Dirk finds a hitting number. Maybe cleaning up 1 blot is best here, huh? Not even hitting. That makes sense. If we're gonna, he's gonna look at it. It's 5-point board. You gotta respect that you're gonna get gammon too much. So just start moving pips around and you can save the gammon that way. Either starting the highest point or just making a point for contact are both reasonable. That makes sense to me. If I'm hitting, I guess I'm playing 19 to 13 with it and just trying to have 1 blot, even though it's a double shot. But yeah, it's just not time yet to go for it. It's hard, though, to think about, this is a way to kind of have 1 blot, but it's only ones that, interesting. It really does reduce shots quite a bit. It's got to be 10 aces that hit, and then 5, 4, and 3, 6.
Oh, sorry.
It's quite a few numbers. Okay. He's starting to settle on that, on how often he gets gammoned. Dirk had some good advice about kind of desperate positions like this where what he might be thinking is just like you're so screwed in the game that like the difference between things going wrong for you isn't that huge, and you got to look for just a few bad numbers that might work or something like that occasionally. Maybe not when we're all the way up in this 25% ballpark and there's huge amount of gammons on the line. I'd be curious to see what the hitting plays looked like how big of an error they were. 6-4, okay. What do we do with this? Do we just throw 2 blots deep? I really don't think we want to be trying to make points in front of Dirk, but maybe we could just play a little more pure and play this to the 5 and see if Dirk wants to hit with the ace or 4 or not, Making the bar point for that reason seems reasonable too. And okay, now that we can safety the blot after hitting, it's a little stronger, he thinks. Still a number of aces that are going to punish a little bit. 5-3 is going to clean up. Okay. And the tricky thing about that hit, though, too, right? I mean, we can see, has he gained much? Right? Like, it's still just a huge, now that he's left his anchor, he, desperately needs to clean up that 19-point blot, too. Not so easy to do. And if he does that, then Tim often has and look at this. We found a disaster roll. And now Dirk's got a lot of chances for playing aggressively. This must hit and cover the bar. Or 2. Enter with that, step up, and it's interesting. Tim still has enough race that if he can just come around somehow, he's going to be in good shape. Yeah, maybe that's too provocative. I don't know. You could always play 2 down and reduce the shots or duplicate that way. Yeah, 13 to 11. They're very close. It's right to think about it. They both have their merits. And 6-4 appears to be a whiff. Do we need to hit 8 to 4 is the first question. Yeah, just clean up. This is interesting. I would not have guessed necessarily that Dirk is a small favorite after the safe play. And it looks like for money, maybe we should hit. These numbers are pretty close. He wins a lot more. 4% more, 6% more gammons, and he has to trade 13% gammons for that. So yeah, I think for normal scores and money, the hit should be clear. But trailing here, when your gammons aren't worth very much and your opponents are worth a lot, you have to find a conservative play. These are tough for me to evaluate over the board. I'm not really... I can do the math on it when I'm evaluating afterwards, but I'm probably just going to make the money play more often than not here and get dinged with the 68 error here too. Okay, just instantly splits. I guess that could be clear. Sure, there's work to do. It's a good time to do it. 2's going to cover. And now, again, hitting with the 4 probably wins more. But you have that back checker on the 24 primed. Yeah, this, I think he's going to find a safer play this time. Double 4s is maybe Tim's worst. Crashes his board now more, and now Dirk has a dominating position. And I guess he can think about the cube even. I mean, it's really hard to send a recube at the score. I'm sure he'll give it a thought. I mean, the question is like, is it gammonish and too good? Can Tim even pass if I send it, right? You want a cube there, and look at how borderline this is. I think if you knew you could just claim the game, maybe you would. That would have given Tim a really tough decision too. Hitting on the ace, this kind of sucks. The checker's where you want it already. Now you can just enter on the 3. Is that really the best we can do with that? Might be inclined to bring another checker down. Ace 4 is a good return, gives him good chances. And now I think Dirk just has nothing. I mean, not nothing, but... Right, I'm sorry. By nothing, I mean a clear money pass, but nothing at the score. Yeah, again, for people not familiar with kind of match play theory, I suppose, at this score, all Tim needs to take is like 16% winning chances. So it's very hard to get in a cube that he can even consider passing. So it's tough to lose your market, so you just never send it really. And once you do get there in a position like this, there are just so many gammons at risk that a lot of times you just turn too good. And instead of cashing, you should play on for those gammons, even though they're not worth as much as usual. Okay, we want to see more plays and less match summary. Can ask 2A about that afterward. Yeah, aren't 3 forced? Then you should play to the ace to keep pressure on that blot and try to win a gammon. Makes sense. Probably even helps win more games. Yep. Just feels weird to play to the ace before you've closed the 3. So he's gonna keep checkers in play, it looks like, instead. He's gonna look at it anyway. He doesn't seem to see that 13 to 7 is part of it no matter what, I guess. I don't know. I guess it doesn't have to be, but okay. Ooh, 3-5 would have been an interesting number. Tim's still got race in this game if he can just pop out, you know? And now, I mean, there's no gammons in this position, so if Dirk feels like he wins infinite, he can cube this. And for sure, this is going to result in the cube. What is he?
Okay, simple.
Oh, did they have to pause the... I see. They're trying to catch up on the... He saw a 3-5, I see. Now he's trying to... He's catching up on transcription real quick. But yeah, 4s is going to be a closeout and maybe a technical too good, but I actually expect Dirk to just cash it. Actually, I don't know. I would cash it for sure, but Dirk is kind of better at this. Dirk? And sure, he's going to play on too good and see if he can get in a lucky gammon. And now that he has a potential shot leaving number, he's going to claim. And Tim's going to have a pass, of course. You know, it's still technically too good. That's fun. A 3-play anyway, maybe not. Sometimes it doesn't see that you can leave a shot and regain your market. It's not looking far enough ahead. We saw that with some play-ons holding an automatic redouble from Ali on day 1. So can't always trust the lower setting analysis. But here we are at Crawford.
You can also do it with the scoreboard, but I think everybody
and an odd away score, so gammons don't mean very much at this score. So they're both just playing to try to win, basically DMP. Yeah, we want to split against that point. Aces. Points on head, very strong. 5-4 is going to make a nice anchor. Tim's liking his position quite a bit. 6-4, yeah, okay. We're just going to try to play a race and run now that our initial plan kind of failed. Oh yeah. Hussein says the insta take makes sense now. It's a bit results oriented, but I hear you. It feels good about it anyway. Interesting 4 duplication here, I suppose. What do we have now? Is this a 6-1? Yeah, just has to play quiet. 4-1 is gonna make the 9 and step up, okay. 6-1. Not ahead in the race enough to think about leaving our anchor, but it sure does suck. So I guess, sure, can play to the ace, maybe leaving it on the deuce sometimes. That seems like it's best. Not a good roll. So now we get to cover the ace and slot the 3. Kind of ugly things he's running into here. Oh yeah, someone's asking what Dirk's Galaxy Nick is if he plays on there. Thanks for jumping in on that, Thomas. I'm not sure either. I'll ask him though. It's nice to be able to find people you've seen play on there. And okay, dead even race. Yeah, maybe it makes sense to get. It's just better for the race to give up the mid, I think. So I like this 2-down play. So already got 2 checkers misplaced on the ace. 6-5, yeah, we're gonna clean up safely and enjoy an 11-pip lead. 6-2, I guess we, yeah, go to the 3, keep the checkers high. Six. Nearly good game. The next set of 6s doesn't play as well. Most other sets do, though. I kind of like the, yeah, 7-5 seems a little stronger here. 2-1 is gonna, yeah, just like this, even up, and now our 6s play okay. 4-4. Now we gotta count the race and make sure whether we want to stay and maintain contact or. And I think once he counts it, he's going to see that he's down a little too much to do this, I think. I guess the 4s look so ugly on the other side. You only have like one roll you can stay anyway. Maybe it's the kind of place where you can... Do we want to run 1? I mean, there's some rolls that punish there, I think. So I don't think we want to do that either. But yeah, the race, you're running away to a take. So I think that's what tricked him into it. Looks like it might have been a little bit better to stay back. But those are very, very difficult decisions, I think. Oh, and now we catch up with some 6s, huh? Forced move. And maybe we do get a post-Crawford game. Okay. It's a good result when you run. And again, I think kind of the fun part about this tournament, or one of the fun parts about it, like usually these are some of the most stressful positions in backgammon where you just, I don't know, you know what to do. There's almost no control over the decisions. You just hope you roll better, and then you might get to win the match. Here it's a little less pressure and a little less devastating if you get outrolled. It's only half of the points available in the match. You know, you still have the PR game to play for. You get 15 matches where you probably get to do that to someone else too. So the impact of it is just less. It's not like I'm eliminated from the tournament because I didn't roll as well at the end. But yeah, usually this is the worst part of backgammon right here. And the best. That's why we play it. So I think... feels like, I don't even know who's winning here for sure. I guess it looks like 6 checkers left for each. This is confusing. Could be Tim if he doesn't miss. 5-3 is a great roll though. Improves Dirk quite a bit. Must be very close. 5-4 is first miss to go back a roll, but Dirk's very likely to go back 2, so Tim looks quite a bit ahead in this game. What gets the most? 4's off probably either way. Yeah, so might as well just go for the single roll. This is not really a miss. Bad roll for Dirk. And now, if he dodges a set, he's got just a couple numbers to dodge himself. Right on the edge. Dirk wins the match. All right. Looked like we were going to go to post Crawford, but I guess not. Yeah, okay. What does performance rating mean? I mean, the tournament's kind of based on that. But what it means is the amount of equity you've given up with your decisions in the match according to the analysis software, divided by the number of decisions you've had. And then we multiply that by a multiplier to make it a nice kind of round number. It would be like a decimal otherwise. And so instead we end up with, it'll be a negative decimal, by the way, too, right? I guess not necessarily, but whatever. So it'd be a decimal, we turn it into a number, and, you know, these players are playing very low error rates in that sense. But so in every match, whoever has the lower performance rating wins 1 point, and whoever actually wins the backgammon match wins 1 point.
You played 4.7.
Yeah, I'll be interested to talk to Dirk about that one. I'm sure he's going to be disappointed in that one. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes he looks at his mistakes and just, you know, has kind of had a reason for why he made it, confident in his decisions. What can you do? Understands that he's going to make mistakes. He doesn't seem to get rattled by much. but that is a number that's going to be concerning to him. I don't think he plays over a 5 too often. Could be that it changes with plus too. You never know. We'll see when he looks at a couple plays. But yeah, I'm sure, of course, Tim will be happy to pick up a PR point after having to lose the match. It's a solid play from him as well. Next up at 12:30, even though it's probably, yeah, it's past 12:30. 8 minutes ago, we're going to see Ali and Zdenyak Zizka play in round 12. That's what's coming up. So I imagine maybe it'll be closer to 1, take us a little time to turn around, give people breaks, things like that. And after that, we're on a short lunch break, and we'll be back at 3 o'clock. 3 more matches after that. And remember, set your clocks for 6 o'clock Marbella time tonight, when we're finally going to do the top 2 on Galaxy battle between Ryan Rebelo and Zdenek Zizka. Excited for that one. It's been really fun to see a new player like Ryan come in, play very well. And of course, the Galaxy battle is cool, but it'll be cool to see him on stream again, just playing sharp. It's funny watching him play against Tony for a little bit. He just plays so fast, and I could imagine that being intimidating to play against too. See if that comes out on stream too. Standings for day 2 are not already published. I think that's probably coming up. Well, actually, they could be done by now. I don't know if they're posted or not. I haven't heard anything from our producers here. Yeah, so I'm hearing that they're actually still working on it. But yeah, it takes a long time to roll those out on ++. And once we get that, they'll be posted on Facebook. I'll share links on the YouTube channel too, all that kind of fun stuff. We got, I don't know how to do that, Zibmar. How do you see profile players? Click some buttons. Eventually it'll come up. That's probably the best way. I think there's a search bar for nicknames and stuff like that. But cool. I'm going to take a short break here, help them get organized for the next match. Like I said, Ali Belene from Turkey is going to play Zdenyak Zizka. I think he's a Czech. Everyone knows Zdenek, though. He's working on his new book. He had a tough 2-game match last time on stream, ZZ, but he has his chance to come in and redeem himself. Ali's been playing really sharp all weekend. Very strong player. Very nice guy to talk to too. Seems really connected to all the backgammon world in Turkey. So hopefully he has a lot of fans to come in and watch in the commentary too. But great. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey everybody, Nick Blazer back here.
Hey,
We started with our next matchup between
How are
Ali
you doing so
Belene
far?
from Turkey
Not bad.
and
Not
Zdenek
bad.
Zizka.
I wouldn't say good, I wouldn't say bad.
Yeah, same as-
Something between.
same as-
Something between.
I think we might actually be
board.
on schedule and on time,
Hello,
like
everyone.
one time. This is pretty exciting. Thomas told his Turkish friend this is coming up. Oh, he's waving for us. All right, I think, can you guys hear them over there now? I think we have the board, like, microphone set up so they can hear them chatting if they do any of that. Yeah, Ali's a solid player. He's been interesting.
Gençler enerji gönderiyorum.
Tournament here. It's cool stuff. Flexing for us. Okay. Okay.
We'll have to wait a bit for it.
Sure.
This should be an exciting match too. I'm sure Zdenyak's excited to get on stream and play a cleaner match, hopefully than last time, things like that. You know, I think Ali had a solid showing on his last one. That's right, he had that goofy cube analysis thing where it looked like he lost the PR race in the last game, but survived it against Tony. Played a great game in that particular one too. That's right, Ali was almost like perfectly clean match for most of it there. And just in the last game, I think he took a cube he shouldn't have. That was his one big error in the match. Hard game. Oh, who is
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think actually I know who the J Joker is. He's asking if he's walking around Marbella. Marbella. I'm blanking on his real life name, but he told me that. Yeah, we've been chatting plenty. He's been asking me about tournament structure and things like that. Overall leader in points currently, I think as of day one, it might have been Dirk Schiemann with the top PR as well. I can't remember for certain. But we're still updating, final results for day two. I think they're getting close on that, so somewhere in the middle of the day here, we should be able to report that to you. Whenever we get it, bring it up on screen and talk through it a little bit. But don't know 100%. I've known what the players have told me. I think Ryan was excited to report that he got like 8 match points or something like that yesterday. Had a really good day. To add to his 4 from the first day. Had a bye the first day too. So he's looking good in the points race. We're feeling happy about that. I think his first match he won in hopes to have won the PR race there too. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I know what else? Mark had a really strong PR first day, but maybe struggled in some of the matches the second day. I don't know what the average will come out to be. I remember yesterday Kazuki telling me about maybe a 500 too good cube that he took or something like that. Had one problem there, so we'll see overall matches with him, but might have had some mistakes that kind of affect his overall PR too. The story kind of seems to be that it's hard to play this many matches in a row without kind of some fatigue, so he can keep it together and play their game for the longest. We saw a lot of A+ day one and into day two even, and I think some of that's starting to set in. Okay, but we're starting off with this cool orange and white color scheme. I don't know, what is this one called? Jupiter. It's the Jupiter inlay. We know where to look now. Cool. What do we do with 5-1? I love the... I really would like to enter high here. I'm thinking about keeping that split, but then we don't have a good ace, so we have to look for something else. I like the anchor and come out to the bar. Some 6 duplication with things that would make good points anyway. See if we can find this. 13 to 8 for dinner. Yeah, I guess that's probably actually what I would end up doing because the distribution is so good. We get to even things out like we want. But it's tough to leave those checkers back there against a pretty intimidating prime structure. Okay, now do we make the cruddy 22-point anchor or do we hit loose and try to do something else? It's a pretty weak hit, so yeah, we just take the defensive structure. We're on defense. That makes sense. 3s. This could make the defensive bar with a racing lead. That seems like a good point to have. And then we play 13 to 10 with it, I believe. First plays I looked at offensively were trying to make the offensive bar, but I think we want to make the anchor bar, 24-18, 21-18, and then 13 to 10 with it. But so Zdenyak sees that 13 to 10 is both part of both plays, so he goes ahead and finishes that move and then moves on from there. Gabriel asks if they can listen to music. Yeah, you're allowed to wear headphones and things like that. I always do keep out distractions. There's like some concern that people could be listening to streams or, but I mean, I've heard even when I'm not being streamed that people are worried that I'm listening to XG somehow or something like that. I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's not XG that I listen to. It's just, there's a lot going on in the room. It's nice to have something to keep you from being distracted. All right, 6-4. Again, with the racing lead. Look at this. I mean, you can make the rack so you make it. I'm not really thinking about wanting to volunteer a shop. We get a much better board, so we can do it. It's a little scarier probably to leave plays, but you don't want to play to the deuce. You're down in the race. You kind of need to provoke. I do want to step 24-18, I think, and I'm thinking about whether it's 13-9 or 6-2 with it, and I think you can get away with 13-9. It's not so appetizing to break the anchor and leave all those shots in front of the midpoint. Oh, this is a play too. Okay, I didn't look at this. We can just play to the 3. He decides he wants to maintain the contact. I'm not sure that's the idea when your opponent has the better board and can turn this into attack potentially. 5-1's ugly. What do we do with this? I don't see a good point. I mean, all of them leave double shots and could be covered, so I don't think it's the time to go. So I guess, yeah, that is likely your ace. That seems like a nice use of it. Now I guess we could be thinking about hitting loose or just coming in and slotting. Slotting, I'm not sure why we would let him have so much freedom, but it's one less blot. So I guess that's kind of the thing he's got going in his favor. Clearing the midpoint here. We don't need it as much, but maybe he's not excited to hit with the 6 now since it would lose his anchor. But aces he's happy to hit with. I don't know. This seems big to me. It seems like could be a lot of covers, but look at this. Zdenyak's found the best play and just has to settle on it and convince himself that this is what we do. I'd probably make a 130 error here and slot the 3. I'm not sure. Three-two. Okay, he's going to get away with it. So now we like to cover, but then we don't have a great deuce with it. So maybe 13-8 could be the play too. I guess stepping up with the deuce isn't so bad. I don't know. You get attacked a lot. Might be what you need to do in this position, though. Kind of like that 6-3, 24-22. Don't leave my opponent an obvious opportunity. 6-4 feels a little too impure. You're down in the race. You're going to need contact to hit a shot and contain it somehow in order to win this game. So I'm really hesitant to play a checker back to the 4 like that when we need to make the 5 as part of our structure. But you do want the board now, so I really think 6-3 feels like it has to be part of this unless you're going to play perfectly safe and play 13-8, which also seems reasonable. Really not clear to me. My accuracy, Thomas says, those are accusations I have to deal with, huh? Yeah, I use XG to play a perfect average 4 to 5. Yep. Ooh, this looks like it starts an attack now. It's also very reasonable to just break contact and try to win this game. Oh, no cube turn too. So yeah, we probably don't want to turn this to blitz quite yet and just make sure we can cash instead and win more often. You can see there's a giant difference in gammons. If the cube was turned already, you would have to go for the blitz. But it often comes up like this, that when you can just break contact and have a really efficient cube next time, you just do that and win the game that way. The only reason, again, is because the cube hasn't been sent pretty much. And he kind of sees that and probably also knows that this is just such a strong play that it's hard to pass up. Not going to be a very big error if he chooses this. I wonder if on I think we're still caching when this works, if he fans or something like that. Interesting. Oh, thanks for the compliments on the commentary. Yeah, Mochi says I have incredible commentary stamina too. And look at this. See, like, now we have a complicated decision of a borderline too good kind of situation. Zdenyak's just going to ship it. Hope that Ali finds himself with a take somehow in here, which is not impossible. Could convince himself he has an anchor and it's going to be hard to come off the bar, but it's a 4-point board. You're just losing the race. Your structures and Myhr on the other side. I expect he'll find a pass here. Yeah, okay. Move on to game 2. Yeah, the orange on orange. So I guess I'm not sure if they're going to actually adjust or correct that. I think the goal with a lot of these is usually you'll notice I think they want the checker colors to be like orange as well, right? Yeah. Saying he's going to adjust them. I think they're explaining to me that they want them to be a little bit darker than the darker points so that they stick out more. And I think that would look really nice on here. But I'm surprised live how the orange checkers really don't hide at all. You can see them pretty clearly on this background, even though they're pretty close. So I like this set for some reason. I really like the color contrast of this one. Oh yeah, black and white on this would look pretty nice too, wouldn't it? I'm sure there'll be ways for you to find your own checkers if you want a different color scheme. Black and white tends to be, unless you've used one of those for some reason in your color scheme, they always look nice. Are they paying me well? Yeah, I don't know. These tournaments are not really paying gigs. They're just fun to do. But thank you. I don't feel like I'm working hard. I'm having fun. This is my Spain vacation, trying to help out. Yeah, this 2-1 is interesting. Okay, he's really thinking hard about this. Wow, 22 and 11 is not a play I'm thinking about. I just like the 22 split seems pretty simple. He senses that there's something more to be squeezed out of this, so spending a lot of time trying to find some accuracies here. Maybe one hint is that we're still stacked up with a blot, and this is kind of a blitzy position. This is Mochi's kind of rule. So he's also, I guess, technically down a little bit in the race. So this is kind of a more priming-oriented play. He's going to have a ton of returns from the bar if Ali runs out and hits one of those outfield blots. So, yeah, I can see some merit to this. It's a hard thing to find. And he goes with a split. That's a pretty natural play to me. This is going to make the 4-point, I'm almost certain. Guess maybe he's looking at a double hit or something like that, but I mean, you can just do so much better with a really great structure point. Yeah. Sure, the producers love hearing about that. Oh, I didn't even think about this. This is funny. I just looked at unstacking the 6, but of course you can make the 5 too. And when you can make the 5, you should make the 5. And that's really what he's thinking. He wasn't thinking about the double hit. Yeah, these are tough to compare. It feels so stiff. You hate doing this, but the 5 really is that much better. I'm not sure if I'll find that or not, but I bet this is kind of like old school rule of thumb. I think everyone kind of knows it's just the strongest points, and you got to make it. You're so sad when your opponent rolls a 4-2 or double 2s here or something like that. Now you don't get the opportunity to make it. Less sad when they roll a 3-1 and freeze your checkers, I guess. Just a worse anchor. So, but I don't know. They're super close, so it's kind of close enough to pick them. I don't know what a VND is, but that's a lot of VND. It does sound pretty expensive. Someone in the chat saying the boards cost 20 million VND. Maybe that's with shipping. It's much more reasonable without. Someone says I'm becoming Brent Moosberger. I don't know who that is, but thank you. I'm sure it's a compliment. And if not, that's okay too. Okay, we make the bar point anchor. Now Ali needs to split as well. And when he's really outboarded, Zdenyak's going to have trouble turning this into an attack. But yeah, play B is this, and it's pretty ugly putting a 6 checker, but this is just the game plan you've been dealt. Okay, I'm hearing, got it. I understand what VND is now. 2-6, what are we doing to this? He doesn't really want to race. He likes contact. So maybe some of the natural looking plays of moving the back checkers and not stripping your front position are a little bit weaker than usual. But again, like I was just saying, you don't want to strip your front position. I guess my front position play is going to be 13-5. So do I want to come to the outfield and try to generate contact there instead? I think I like where my back checkers are placed. So I think you can just play in 13-5 and wait in a roll. You can have some disasters, aces, 3-1, things like that, double twos, that you're really sad that you stayed on the 20. But you got to do something here to get back in the race. Even though it's close, I mean, Zdenek just wants to consolidate a race and play that game so much that I think you got to keep giving him problems doing so. And he finds the best play, as they both tend to. And now 5-2, yeah, after some running plays, this might have played nicer. Now we've got a tougher decision for Zdenyak. Interesting. I was about to say I'm not sure the race is good enough to break the anchor here, and you don't get as far as you would like with the deuce either. It's going to leave 3-1, 2-2 in addition to 4. Any direct 4 and 6-5 even, so it's a lot of shots. But again, this is just the game plan he's going for. He has to leave shots no matter what. If he breaks the midpoint instead, it's a lot too. This must reduce shots, but it doesn't really fix a lot of your problems, right? Or gain that much. So I think, he still has 6 checkers on the 6 after this play too, so it hasn't fixed that at all. Yeah, understandable. You'd arrive at this play for sure. A lot of times that can be thematic when you're trying to consolidate a race to hit on the ace and try to get your opponent to enter high. Doesn't work out. He's still going to have a lot of game with his bar point anchor, so I'm sure that's part of his thought process here. And yeah, now we're going to hit on the 4 and hope for the best. Ali finds a cube here. This seems quite reasonable. When he hits, there's going to be a lot of gammons, no board, but I mean, plenty of racing contact in here to play it out, so Ali's going to do that. Yeah, 2-5. What do we do here? We can anchor up and just have that forever with the winning race now. Pretty dominating position. But he wants to think about pressuring the blot, maybe hitting on the ace along with it, continuing a blitz. So maybe he can squeeze more out of it with a play like that, even though we might end up voluntarily priming ourselves. It also slows Zdenyak down from covering that blot and creating the 4-point. So not even just hitting it, it slows down his improvement. Yeah, and look at this. Both very strong plays, but the hit on the ace is a little bit better. Yeah, we've got 7, 8, 11 checkers in the zone too, so we do have a lot of blitz potential. Zdenyak's anchor is outside in the outfield, so it's not going to save him from that blitz either, so this makes a lot of sense. The numbers at the right, that's Settings about the degree of the mistake each play would be. So the black play is the highest equity play. A green play is usually, I think, 0.02 or a mistake or higher. And if it's red, then it's a 0.08 equity percentage, equity mistake. So we tend to call those blunders, but the players, crucial part of this competition is to make as few equity mistakes as you can in addition to playing well. Yeah, just make the point here. So that's an important part to this particular competition, is whether or not they choose the best play possible according to the analysis software. 5-2, what is it? I guess this covers the ace. It's kind of a whiff, but not the worst either. I mean, you can think about running 20 to 13, but oh, I didn't even see the mix. The 4. The 4 must be better than covering the ace, right? Oh no, it's not. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, okay, but just running and not giving him some attacking potential. I mean, I understand this play. It's hard to pass up on purity. Yeah, what does this do? Oh yeah, we can stack and come out. Okay, take away his attacking game plan. This seems strong. Yeah, we want to make the anchor, but then we don't have a good deuce. I think we're still going to do it. 3-1 seems fine. Yeah, we're not losing too much. It's actually easier to cover the 3, so sometimes those switches to the ace when you have a blot there and the 8 point makes some sense. No, green is actually still a mistake. Black is best move. Red is particularly wasteful move. I don't know what to call it. It's a blunder, man. Backgammon terminology. Maybe that's in Bob Wachtel's book. I haven't read it yet, about the language of backgammon. Go read that book. Jump back on the stream when you're done. It'll make all kinds of sense. For some reason, Ali, with a lead in the race, still a way better board, just really hates this 3-1 switch, or whatever his 2 decision would be. Maybe he's looking for something bigger he can do with so much of a board advantage. That could be too. But yeah, it's. I just don't see passing up on making the anchor. It's just what game plan does your opponent have now? This is very strong, especially with that stack on the 6 that wants to develop. And he'll be real happy if Zdenyak rolls aces or something like that. 4-1's a nice roll, not destructive. Gets a checker moving. And Zdenyak's just trying to wait out the contact on the bar point. Hopefully he can make a better point board before that happens. And what do we have here? 6-3? Yeah. These are close. That's interesting. Zdenyak still doesn't have much of a board to punish, so he can think about just trying to run and get to that race that he wants. But breaking the 8 is slightly better. Goes with that. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense. Time to unstack the 6. Can't put another. Play B is putting another checker on it. Not looking to do that right now. Double 4s. Okay. That's going to fix a lot of all these problems. Ooh, aces is going to, I think, just go board. Yeah, I mean, he's going to look to see if he wants to do something with the 18, I suppose. Yeah, this must be, though. I think the 18's well placed. He really would like it on the 15 now, I guess. But 17 isn't better. 5 deuce. Links up, just one blot. 4s and 9s hit. Quite reasonable. Oh, look at that. You can leave it there and duplicate 4s. That's kind of funny little play. Then 5-3. Oh, yeah, and improve your board while you do it, too. 4s are really nicely duplicated in this position in general. I'm generally not looking for tactical reasons to create a blot in this position. So I would for sure miss this. Maybe Ali's going to see it. Maybe he's thinking about breaking the 9 instead and covering. But here, if you're going to do this, isn't it strictly better to cover 5-3? Why wouldn't you do that? I think yeah, it's logical oversight to me. Vegan World asks Zdenyak. I don't know the answer to that question. 7-2, 3-2. Seeing okay, so we rolled a 5-1. Where's start here? Okay. 4-3 links up, perfect roll. Just playing a race now. He's happy, and both players are probably gonna speed up and bring it home unless Ali rolls some. Might have trouble clearing still, you know. It doesn't always happen perfect here. But he has decent time to deal with it. And Zdenyak just needs to make sure he has a board prepared. Having trouble covering that 3, unfortunately. 2-1, I think, yep. Just get a roll closer to bringing the checkers in. Hope you roll one of those combos, no ace or deuce. Vegan World loves Zdenek. I'll tell him, man. He's a good player, fun to watch. Super excited for his book, too. Double twos, okay. Now we're just seeing who can roll the best. Well, I guess Zdenyak has to roll really the best. Yeah, this is a good start for that, but needs 1 or 2 more of those to be in the lead. Or for Ali to just give him 2 1s. That helps too. 6 and a distribution ace. Yeah, might not be intuitive to not move that outside checker, but you want to be kind of even on that 6-5-4 to use your high number as well as you're bearing off. I think 4 in, 2 off, but it's a little tricky. Maybe he thinks he needs 6s to win. Yeah, if you're down enough in the race, that can kind of be the decision. Make your big doubles work the best. But coming into the 4 would make your 4s work better. So kind of goes both ways. Not sure. And aces. Yeah. Basically, we're always just taking checkers off here. Still a pretty comfortable lead for Ali, looking to get to 2-1, 5 away, 6 away. Healthy match lead, and both players playing really clean, no blunders. That's kind of the key, I think, in trying to play at the levels that they're playing in this particular tournament. You're gonna make some oversights in technically best plays and things like that. But if you can avoid making mistakes that are 0.08 or higher, well, that's another thing with the green and the red. If you make a mistake that lands you in the red, that shows up as in this display here as a blunder. So you can see, like, they both made 3 errors. And if they had made any blunders, that would show up in parentheses behind that number. Neither has. So if you can get away with playing a whole match with not making any blunders, your PR is going to tend to be very good, even if you miss a few technical plays. You know, if you don't miss any of those, then you play a 0, but it's probably going to keep you in the 2 to 3 range pretty easily, maybe even 2 range generally. Hard to play too much higher than that without making any of 0.08 or higher. 0.08 or higher. Oh, you guys are trying to tell me that it's pronounced Zdenyak? Oh yeah, Zdenyak. Okay, I think that's... I asked him at a tournament how to say it, and I tried to learn my best, and I think the only part I got was the combining the Z and the D somehow, which, who knows, maybe I've got that, maybe I don't. Other languages are hard. Gaming TV is back to have chats with Astro. Do they just join together? Is this what? Are you guys the same account? Is this multi-accounting? Are you even real? But yes, mind control. I mean, they're doing what they can. I respect their efforts in that department. But you can't always win the mind control game. Natural 21 to 20 step up. Ali finds a slot instead. I guess with 3 checkers back, he feels like he can play more aggressive, has an anchor too, really wants to focus on development. This looks tricky now. I guess we must have to make the 2 or the ace, and the spare on the 4 is more misplaced. We put a checker in the air, so yeah. Not often that you see the 4-3 switch off the 5 slot to make the ace, I guess, sometimes. Now he's got a 5 splits looking kind of position with 3 checkers back behind a bunch of structure. So if he can bring 2 down into the zone here and get away with that, then he's still against only a single checker back, so probably still nowhere. But I still think that's the play. I think we got to be thinking blitz here right now and just get some ammunition. Hope we can finish this off. It's going to be a tough task against just 1 back. 5-2. He's going to hit and make sure that Ali doesn't have an easy time making the 5 point, but it's a little big. He can just come in deeper instead and hope to escape with the race. That makes a lot of sense too. It's a kind of common theme in these 5 splits position. You want to enter deeper, where usually you might want to, plus you have no split, so there's that issue. But okay, with a fan and 3 back and these 3 blots out, yeah, this is no points in board, so it looks like not threatening at all. Plus Ali has an anchor, so he's got to be thinking, is this even a cube? And he's going to have to convince himself for a while. But with a massive race lead, and I have one thing that helps me, if you count the number of checkers back and add that to the blots and see it's a really high number, like 6 here, that can be a good indication that you can just spend the rest of this game on the bar very easily. And end up with a multitude back, right? I mean, you know that if you end up with a 6 checkers back in your ace-made game, that it's going to be terrible. And he does use whatever metric he's got to find the pass here. Good work there. Man, a 6's dance and it leads to a double pass. That's got to be pretty frustrating too. Big turnaround there. Thomas Rebelo asks, are you related to Ryan? He asks what level of analysis. I think the hints here are generally on 3-ply, maybe 2-ply sometimes, kind of whatever it chooses. But after the fact, we roll all the matches out with ++. So the PR results you see here aren't always what they'll end up being, but yeah. So ace-6. Is this the better split? He could also split out to the bar. Yeah, finds the best play. He doesn't even have to split. There's a lot of things to think about there. I'm not sure what game plan is best, but yeah, of course we can play down and split now. Ali can't be primed, so he's got to start moving those back checkers, has more of an attacking position. Great shot from Zdenek. He's going to think about the switch. That's surprising. I'm not sure why he wants to play so impure here. I want to play the long game and keep that 5 point, and so coming down 13-11 makes a lot of sense to bring me ammunition, but I'm sure he has reasoning for that. The ace and 3 down, so now he's still being primed with that open 5. The priming game plan is just way less threatening. How's he going to fill it? This is more of a blitz structure almost, and Ali's comfortably anchored, so he doesn't have much threat. Yeah, making an anchor when you're kind of attacking like this ahead in the race tends to be the case too, so he's going to try to consolidate that into a racing win. 4-1. Must see that it makes the 9 point. Is that what we want, or do we want to try to slot board points or something like that? I think I just make the 9 here and wait it out. Oh, he could also split, so maybe, but he can't clean up his blot if he does that, so that's got to be too loose. He might be thinking that he really needs to, but I think actually Ali should be thinking about staying on that ace point for quite some time, especially with the spare on the 3 now. 6-5 can run though, so it's not the game plan, but I think we just have to do it. Yeah. Nothing else. 6-4. Still winning the race, so he's still okay with just stacking checkers up here. Has to figure out something to do about the bar point anchor to get it moving, but otherwise very happy with his position. I really do wonder what led him to the switch off the 5. That seems very non-standard in this position for some reason. 5-2. Must just come down and start the next best point of the 4. What does play B here? Can't touch the back checker. You'd like to move him. Oh, you can just make the 4 too. Oh, that's an interesting play. Okay. Maybe we start seeking contact. We have an equal board if we do that now. 2s are reasonably well duplicated. They could hit on the ace too if he really got into trouble. So yeah, he sees that that's the 2 for sure. But yeah, not sure it's called for, but it's an interesting idea. 3-1. Oof. I hate it. That's what you have to do. 4-2 is probably okay. I mean, we could cover and step up. I mean, actually, that's, yeah, you're in way less danger. We have to play 24-20 here, I think. And then 6-4 covers. Ali, you can see, almost missed it immediately because it's just such a weird-looking structure. When do you ever see this open 5-point and 3 checkers past it? But tactically, this is just a spot where we've got to do it. Your opponent definitely doesn't want to break the 8 to hit with the 3 or anything like that. But he would love to spend 3s and deuces to hit you on the ace if he gets the chance to do it. Oh, Gaming and Astro think that playing matches on Galaxy implies that they are different people. Is the cube available? Yeah, I think it must be for sale in the shop. I would check it out there. Let's see, 5-2. Can't get past the 9-point, so Ali's real happy to have that. So what can we do with this? I mean, I guess it's just the 13 goes. Oh yeah, there is this safe play, but it's hard to give up the 8 before you've cleared the mid. I guess against an anchor game, that's more true. Maybe against a single checker, not. So I think this play makes sense. Must be solid. Oh, and I think if he's shown the last one, 13-6 was actually better. Yeah, that was kind of instinct. But okay, now Ali's got a little bit of impurity in his position 2. 5-3 can make the ace, or it can run, or it can hit loose. The theme with the bar point is usually to leave it with this 5-3 kind of number, and these structures are so weird that, yeah, using the checkers to make the ace makes a lot of sense. These all run really close. Ugh. I don't know, I kind of feel like the way that Zdenyak's played this game too, he's like made it really complicated to follow up on. Maybe he's made tough decisions for Ali too, but Ali's finding them pretty easily. But he's made a lot of difficult decisions for himself. Yeah, it's hard to find this 13-5 play, but how bad could that be? The race just isn't advantageous enough, I think, to want to do this 18 clear. But I guess he'll be happy that he can't make too big of a mistake here either. Yeah, Jorgen saying races help get the PR down. Yeah, simple games in general, right? End of the game. It's crazy how much that changes. It's fun to watch. I always notice that when I'm transcribing my own matches too. That you get a bunch of free decisions and it always comes down even after you make some mistakes. So he does eventually find the anchor breaking play. Fine, I think. And still not quite enough race lead to go for this. 2 must clean up, and I guess ace is going to be 3-2, I think. I think we're just still trying to play a race, even though it's not that far ahead. You're outboarded, so you don't want to hit on the 5 now. Someone's asking if I believe in the law of attraction. I haven't read it. Probably do, it sounds like, from your description. I know Dirk likes to have a meditation practice before. Everyone's got their rituals. If you don't, I don't know. I think it's important to make sure you find some way to perform your best. Wow. Making the 5, it's that big of an error. I was going to say, I feel like we should be looking at this for gammons and such. And it's another centered cube situation where I think they're closer at least. It still might be almost like borderline if the cube is turned already. But it looks like such good structure. Your opponent has a blot on the 5. You can kind of afford it. You're going to win more gammons. You kind of want to go for a play like that. But that's a good thing to be aware of, is that when the cube's centered, you have to play a little more for the easy cube and win. And this is just a great racing lead. You should be able to turn it and get 100% of your games after this. So we should just go for that. Astro here. Why do I need to imagine that? Let's see. But yeah, no, I think myself too. Rituals before matches. I've got a lot of, like to get my yoga and breathing in and things like that. Makes me feel ready. 22. Ali's going to play for the contact. That makes sense. Knows he probably can't play a race. He's going to get the cube. And what the hell? This is a take somehow? I'm never thinking about this. Okay. And he does pass. Okay, I think plus had it as a pass. Good. So hopefully just a lower level of analysis. I mean, you've got a single checker back. You can't stay for contact. You're losing the race by quite a bit. There's just, you don't have a game plan there. You need an anchor to play those. And 5-way, 4-way now. Okay. Interesting score where Zdenyak is the leader. Zdenyak is the leader. Can be pretty aggressive with the cube if he gets into a gammon-ish position. Because if he wins a cubed gammon, he wins the match, which is worth quite a bit. 5-2 makes the 4-point. Would have rather hit and prevent your opponent from making a better 5-point, but not what he got. And the 6 with it, I expect splits past it, even though your opponent played down. But at 10 in the zone, maybe not. Maybe you have the better priming game plan, actually. Yeah, the more I look at this, the more I think you're down in the race, and that must be your game plan. I think I kind of like down here. Let's see, though. Maybe he's right with this. Aces is going to hit and make the 5, and sure, switch 8 to 7. Could split 2, but now this is a blockade for that checker on the 24. Yeah, we're going to be happy in this spot. I thought we would make the 23 since it's not made yet. He wants to split instead. I think this is fine. They're very close. But your opponent might not cover the 8, so you might not end up being primed at that. You might end up at the edge. It prevents you from being attacked. And yeah, this is reasonable to stop and think about this cube. Good advantage. Makes the prime. Well, if we're talking about visualizing what you want to roll in the middle of a match, I've got more difficult things to do with my brain power. I'm probably not going to waste on that. Doubles and snap take seem strong. 5s are going to crush. I mean, a 5 prime is just, you should probably always think about doubling that. Consolidates his back checkers for an anchor and can choose a prime versus prime game if he needs to now. Interesting. The 6s escapes the checker and gives him the racing lead, and if he can dodge a 6, now it's kind of not a lot of attacking risk if he steps up with a 2 yet, but he gets hit. Is this a double falcon situation? Maybe less, yeah, attackers, and he's got to break the midpoint to do it. Good time to hop that prime. Let's see. And we had a fan followed by aces again. Okay. Yeah, it's a little awkward. Just got to clean things up. And another inopportune fan. This is going to be a very strong situation for Ali here. 4-3. Yeah, slot the back of a 5 prime. There's only the 3-6 that hits, and you're really happy when you cover it. It attacks when he comes into the edge. So that's a common theme when you have that nice 5 prime. Oh, and he just anchors, decides to save some gammons. Yeah, probably wise since he's so likely to cover the edge or else attack you when you come to it. So the best you can do is kind of cut your losses in this position. And now he's just going to probably try to, I guess it's not that important for him to hang on to his midpoint, but he's going to try to build his board and be ready should he get a lucky game-winning shot later from his 23 point. Yeah, 2's going to cover. Now he could just be really pure off the mid and think he doesn't have too much priming risk, but I'm not sure that's worth it. Oh, and he's not even sure that he needs to make the 9 point for the 6 prime. He does intend to break it to create the 3 very soon anyway. I bet this is pretty sharp. I like the thinking there. It's not a point you want to keep anyway, and your opponent currently has a blot and board, so you don't even pay to the ace-6. Good little tactical opportunity. Not really rewarded for it. What do you do with 3-2? I guess you kind of like where your checkers are, so 2 down's fine. Yeah, seems good. I missed it. What looks tougher, Zen? Ali having trouble making the 3-point. That could be a little bit of life for Zdenyak. If he starts to have to dump behind or stack checkers up, nope, the 5-4 is going to fix quite a bit of that problem. Now the next difficult point to clear is, usually the 8 point's a little easier and the bar point's the tricky one where you leave shots trying to come in with a 5 or something. Sometimes you even clear that one first as a result. But yeah, this is going to go there and he's going to pick which one. And this might be one of those situations, really. Maybe it's easier to clear the 8 after this, but he just goes from the rear. Five, 4 makes the ace. They're pretty close. Ali needs to dodge big sets, 5s. 4-1's going to work. Looks like really pretty distribution. No gaps. Stacks on the high points. And against the 23-point anchor, we tend to take checkers off pretty aggressively. Zdenyak already needs to run with this. That's really interesting. And should he be pointed on? Still probably not risking a ton of gammons. And now he's really cleaned a lot of those up. Closing out a checker with 5 pips outside is probably less than 10% gammons. Still going to do it here, I'm pretty sure. Make the deuce point, that is. And look at this. He's right to think about it. It's just automatic to me to make the deuce, but he should hit and take the checker off. No, he should not hit and take the checker off. Wow. Okay, I've got the 4th best play. Not even, probably. And he makes my play, which I don't know. I don't understand how you don't do that. I guess 4s are not great here now. Maybe there's some sort of specific numeric sequence here. There's also, maybe you just want to let him play around since you're not playing for a gammon. So putting him on the bar is actually kind of creating timing for him in a way. 4-3, and maybe you just hope he comes in on the 6 now. And Zdenyak stays out with the perfect board. He's going to have winning opportunities for quite a while. Big numbers are going to be tough for Ali here. He rolls 2s. Ooh, what do we do with this? We want to close the ace for sure. Yeah, take off, and this is great. Maybe that was his best roll. Kind of fixes all problems. And entering with the 6-5 is going to kill about all gammons, I think. So likely we're just going to be a 4-way, 3-way, which is another exciting score. This is going to be one where Zdenyak wants to be really aggressive with the cube. Ali's going to have a really hard time finding any reason to send it in that game. Oh, Thomas asking how I'm doing my COVID test. I'm sure to help out Ryan. We talked about that a little bit beforehand. I think they have different requirements for Canada, and Simon was asking about England too. But all I need is a rapid antigen test to get back into the U.S. is my understanding. So I've got a place that I'm going to go to do that tomorrow. But I think if you need a PCR test, you might have to go somewhere else. And I think they're scheduling that. So he at least has Simon's help. Simon has the same problem, right? So they got a lot of thinking to do about that. Actually, I can try to go ask the site organizers too if they know a place where you can go get the PCR and help set that up for us too. Oh yes, Matthew Adrian with a solid comment there. Saying that there's some Nigerian princes out there that can help me with mind control and dice control. That makes sense. Hey, give me their contact info. I'll reach out. Running. Yeah, I guess you're ahead in the race. This could make sense. You guys are fun. What is this 4-2? My screen got, I don't know. There's always funny things going on my side trying to see what's going on. Fans on a 2-point board. That's never any fun. 5-3. How does Ali follow up with this? Yeah, I guess it's kind of blitz time. I like that. And come around the bend. You've got 9 in the zone. It doesn't fit the score, those considerations, but we're in good shape here. 4-5 enters 2. Great roll for Zdenyak. And this could turn into a very good game for him if Ali doesn't do something big here. Yeah, I'm not sure what this does. Yeah, I don't think he can afford to. I guess you just play 7-1. 11 to. Oh, you can clean up both plots. Yeah, I guess this is better. And Ali can try to play a race, but it's kind of scary. And yeah, you really. Yeah, this looks so natural to me to just make another point in the board, but the direct 6 and 7s is too much. I wonder if there's such a difference that, yeah, I don't think he's going to have a cube either way anyway, but sharp play. 4-2, Zdenyak's trying to create threats in a strong board. He's got that right now. And the 6-3, who cares about the board? A lot on the ace. If this works, it works really well. Opens, Zdenyak misses the ace. And hits. Should probably come around from somewhere and challenge the blot, I would think. This probably feels like a lesson he learned in the other match, but actually he needs to come down with the 6. That's interesting, and make the anchor. Easy mistake to make, I think. And is that the first blunder of the match, too? Very interesting. That's it's going to be so annoying from last match he played, where he was having trouble with some plays like that. Now he feels like he learned a lesson and punished for it, probably. This feels like it must just anchor in around. We don't have enough ammunition to hit on the ace, I don't think. Race is really close. You don't really want the 8 that much. Oh, look, it likes to make the 8. I'm not sure why. Once you have the deuce made, can't be part of a prime anyway. It's a checker in the zone, so you can have a better blitz value. But the 24 to 20 is a pretty key piece. I guess what you probably see first in this position is that 20 and 15 link up, and you kind of like that idea, but that's a good play if you're winning the race by more, I think. But it's pretty even in that big stack. Yeah, on the 6 point just calls for this. This is a really good find. I just don't see enough reason to make that, so I would come around, but I guess maybe it's too many fly shots. 5-3. We're going to hit and come down. Great shot. Just like to point out that my play would not have been hit. Probably due to mind control. $5-1 isn't going to do much. I don't think we have... Oh, interesting. Why... Wow, he just made that like instantly like it's obvious, but I would rather make my opponent come off the anchor, so I would think about coming down with the 5 and advancing with an ace. I guess it slots a good point. 6-5, yeah, he's got to think again. Do I need to keep staying back and pressuring this blot? I don't know. Aggressive score, should I hit on the ace in a situation I might not like to? All of your 6s are pretty ugly, though. And yeah, it looks like he's thematically going to get tricked into something bigger than just running. But it's just, you can see any of the plays that with the hitting on the ace, too destructive. You don't have enough room in your front position to deal with it. 13 to 7 is just blots everywhere. So I think you're kind of, you know, cornered into a place where you have to run to 24 13. Maybe you'd like to keep that pressure back, but you just can't afford it in this spot. I'm going to have to ask him afterwards, too. I wonder if this is like as a result of an error he made in an earlier match. That he's trying to find plays that keep that pressure and not make that same blunder. Ooh, the 4s fan. Yeah, this is going to be a huge cube. Can you take this? Probably not. Yeah. That was a very big fan. So in these positions, just gammons cost so much. There's, of course, 30... in a position where Ali for money could never pass this because he's winning 40% of games, it's a gigantic pass at the score because gammons are just so costly. If Zdenyak gets lucky enough to win this and win a gammon, he wins the whole match. If Ali just passes, then they've got 50-50. Not so bad of a position, you know? You can't afford to give him such an easy path to a full match victory. I see Hossein says Ali has been winning more than anyone in Turkey for the last 3 years. Yeah, very strong player. Oh, and he takes it. Yeah, this is a very difficult one to see. He's going to be frustrated with that, with how well he played this match before that. And double threes is going to save a lot of life in this match anyway. Let's see. Why would we do this? 13 to 10. Oh, because we have to leave the ace. Yeah, it's just, oh, that's too bad. That's an interesting alternative. It's a double shot instead. But yeah, this is a blocking point and kind of attacks those blots. I like that play. Looks nice. Double twos. This, yeah, it hits. Sure. You don't need an anchor. You got a 4-point board and your opponent has this just 6-point and 3-point. It's not very scary. So I like this play. Gammon's back on with 3 checkers back too. A couple bad rolls from Ali. That could still happen. Good rolls, and you could also lose a gammon. Ace 5 is one of them. Going to hit 2. I think you have to come off the anchor here. Yeah. A little scary at the score, but that's huge. And now there's just blots everywhere. 7 of them. Imagine a fan, still 7 of them somehow. Not lucky enough to anchor. And there's almost no way that Ali is resending the cube unless we get to an endgame race. What happened here? We hit. We hit at least once. We hit twice. Oh, we can make the 4 on head. I didn't even look at that play. I'm just looking on the other side that I can play 24 to 18, but Ali's wise. Yeah, needs to understack really bad. Even if he gets hit on the 4 points, it's not so bad now that Zdenyak has very little ammunition and so many checkers back. And it buys him a lot of time to pick up the rest of these blots around the board. So 3-2 is going to hit one of those too. No, it's going to cover. No, it's going to hit one. I don't know. What do we do here? I think covering's a little stronger. You've got kind of enough back. And we advance there. Is there any duplication that he found here? That's probably what you're looking for with which 3 to play. Ace 6. This can clean up a blot, so I guess he's thinking, why not? Makes sense. You would have liked to come in on the 2 better. This looks like a decent 2-5 back game. Like we probably have enough timing to deal with it if we get lucky. So now I guess it almost gets less clear if Ali wants to hit here. Actually, this is interesting. So if you're going to hit on the 12, maybe hitting on the deuce is pretty important too. It is a 4-point board, maybe not. But this is kind of what you want to avoid. I think that the double anchor game of choice here is going to be the 2-5 if Zdenyak can leave the 24 next opportunity. He does not have timing for an ace deuce. And yeah, Ali's hurting on clock. He's been telling me, I think he's done this every match. I think he's, Thomas Tenlin thought he was bad at clock management. Ali's trying to one-up him. I'm not sure he's ended a match with more than like 30 seconds on the clock. I suggested to him maybe he should try just playing faster, but he kind of like, yeah, but I can't, so. So he just deals with speed gammon at the end every time, you know? It is what it is. And look at this. It's going to be a long time before Zdenyak can get all these checkers around. Ace 6 off prime, what a perfecta. 6-2 is going to, what, put 2 checkers on the bar point? That seems strong. Get things moving. It's fairly close race. Not that close race, sorry. He wants contact. I think he would have rather made the 20-point there if he could. Of course, the roll didn't allow it. 2-5 does not safety the blot. It could get it a little bit closer with the deuce, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense. Get it in range of two landing points. Yeah, the take was a big problem, Matthew. That's true. I think he's still winning the PR race, it looks like, but he's also got to finish this out with time pressure now too. But these are tough, man. It's frustrating when you both play pretty sharp matches and, you know, someone's got to win the PR point. This is an interesting one here. Zdenyak's too far down in the race to give up his deep contact. And so one of the checkers can step up, but it's actually better with that 5-point board to just place a blot out on the 14. I might have been able to find that, but those can be tough. It's just, you feel like the point of contact that you want is that 20 points, so you just go up and make it. But you already have an anchor on the bar, so. And we can kind of see the problem with it too. You know, Ali's getting a chance to play behind him kind of quickly here. Where if he's still back on the ace, might have created some different problems here. Double fives is going to catch up quite a bit of race though here. Getting close. Thomas understands Ali. Yep. What can you do? Oh yeah, Ali's stuck rolling on the bear offside. That is man, it's such a weird little thing with the clock. But I'm surprised people don't complain about that more. But it's sort of clearly a disadvantage to have to roll on the bear offside if you're worried about time at all. Well, when he recubes at the end, okay, this could be one of those places where Zdenyak has to pass to 1 away, 4 away. Look how close this is. He just whips it out there, knows it's a cube, and knows that Zdenyak's got a lot of calculation to do to figure this out. Oh, what a tough decision. But 16 pips in a short race, medium short race like this, it's a lot. So he knows this is the kind of place where you can send recubes and 3-away cubes and things like that because the game is resolved. There isn't volatility. You just have a very clear high winning percentage. And when you get in those non-volatile positions where your opponent's not going to recube very effectively or often, then you can still cash. And it just becomes a match equity calculation to figure out whether you have enough better winning chances trying to win this race, which is fairly hopeless, or trying to win a bunch of games after Crawford, which is also pretty tough, you know? He has to win to get to possibly 3 more games to get there. He will be at a gammon go post Crawford or Crawford score, so he can get to 1 game with that if he's able to win a gammon next game. Very difficult decision. He doesn't have a ton of clock time to think about it either. And I'm not sure, you know, it's not very helpful for decision making to go through your head to think about how much time you have if you choose to pass and whether you should spend your time on this. But he finds a pass. Good work there. I'm sure neither of them are very certain of it at all. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if you learned that too from the match, you know, that Zdenyak takes there. He risks not having more opportunities to improve his PR. I'm not really sure who he thinks benefits from that long run, but I guess should be a consideration. Such an interesting format for all that. Where 2 makes a point. There we go. And again, at an even away score, Crawford, Zdenyak's really excited to play for a gammon. We'll take some opportunities and risks to play a little more aggressively. Pointing on head is going to be great and exactly what he wants here. 10 checkers in the zone too is going to be a very big opportunity. 4-5 field goal misses. So what comes out to distract from being attacked in the inner board there. At least he won't make a point when he hits, but will generally hit. Yep, deuce hits. So why not 3 down to help create attackers, kind of block that 4-6 out. Helps you build that point very effectively. Yeah, Ali's been doing this to himself all weekend. Look at that, the 4-6 pays. What else can you do? And like, doesn't have any time to think about it, just has to go off of instincts. Good ones, at least. Yep, the blitz continues for Zdenyak. He's going to hit off the 21 off his 4. And return shot from Ali. Having 3 checkers back is going to make this blitz a lot more difficult. Well, the deuce in, so he can't even hit 2. Yeah, that's tough. 9-5, you don't want to get another checker sent back. Might feel like you have some pressure to split, or it'd be nice to, but I think getting hit on the way out with a 5 is pretty bad. Okay, nice blitzing play, and oh, look at that. 21-13. You don't see the 4s go to the 13 very often. And now Zdenyak fans. Okay, and Ali's got a really good position here that he can potentially consolidate into a match win. Doesn't do much with that roll. He's going to have to risk the fly shot on the bar again. But Zdenyak stays even and fans again. 5-4 is going to make a point. And it's getting scary for Zdenyak. Ali's cruising home. 4-3, that's a great shot to get the back checker moving. He was struggling with the 3' before that. The open 5 is going to be was going to be a difficult thing to deal with, but he's closed that out now and has a very strong position against an ace-point game, which is still going to generate winning chances for Zdenyak till the end, of course. And he's going to have the timing to wait for it, it looks like, even with that third checker back. Obviously doesn't have to worry about saving gammons or anything, so he'll be back there for the last opportunity to hit a shot for sure. 1-4. I like that. I feel like Zdenyak's pace of play has picked up to put a little additional pressure on Ali to deal with that time situation too. I of course think about that when people are low on clock, but it always seems like a bit of a trap too. Maybe you just you end up putting yourself in time pressure unnecessarily, right? And maybe your opponent's just better at playing speed than you, or doesn't feel that pressure anyway. Struggles with that 3, not sure if he should leave a fly shot or not to try to fix the inner gap. And he does. I'm not sure if that was correct or not. Wow, Ali's still playing razor sharp here too. Very good match for both of them. 6-5 is going to be 5 and 6 off. Risks some double shots on 6-5 next roll already. Yeah, but the next big goal is to clear that 6 and 5 point. 4-3 is going to do a great job of that. Could bear 2 off, but better to just get off, play safely and try to bear in without leaving shots. And 6-3, safe again. Yeah, and this is looking pretty robust. Going to be tough to get a shot out of this one now. Let's see, what else have I missed? Oh yeah, does Gaming TV say this stuff on like the Galaxy page? I can't remember. All you need is a 5% edge, yeah. If you could just get 5% of the impossible, not even 100% of it, then you would definitely have an edge. Zdenyak was saying, can you do better? Let's hear it. Send me your recording. I think it's tough though, man. And okay, just rolls the doubles. No ace for the coup classique. Could have been fun. Very good match. Ali's going to win 2 points on this one, most likely. We'll see if ++ says something different, but kind of when you see the 3 blunder level mistakes against the 1, it's pretty likely that it's going to stay that way. ++ definitely has different opinions on equity, but usually not big enough to swing. And yeah, great game by Ali. Solid game by Zdenyak too. I mean, lots of difficult decisions in there. Did well with what he got. And that's round 12. We're going to be going on lunch break shortly here. I'm not sure when we're going to get an update on yesterday's results. Whenever we do, I'll hop on and chat with you guys about that a little bit too. I'm looking for I know I have, I have my, I'm looking for the schedule. There we go. And I found it. And round 13 at 3 o'clock is the scheduled time to be back, is going to be Anders and Thomas Myhr. So that should be an exciting one. I don't think we've had a lot of Thomas on the stream yet. So excited to see him play up here. Maybe we had him day 1. Yeah, day 1 against Dirk. Very strong player. Anders as well. Excited to see something from him. I'm not sure if we've had him on the stream yet. So we'll be back at 3 o'clock. That's about an hour from now on Marbella time, 50 minutes. I got to go eat. Very hungry. They feed me here at least. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to go enjoy that. Make sure I don't have any questions here. Yep. Thanks for the compliments, guy. We'll be back soon. Bye.